Hello, I'm Jeffrey Raven, Associate Professor at the New York Institute of Technology in Manhattan, member of the Urban Climate Change Research Network, UCERN, and coordinating lead author with my colleague Mattia Leone for the third assessment report on climate change in cities, ARC 3.3, called Planning, Urban Design, and Architecture for Climate Action. Published by Cambridge University Press, the publication can be downloaded and disseminated using the DOI link that you see on the screen, and of course ordered in physical form. So on behalf of all contributors, we are pleased to introduce this publication at COP30 in Brazil. The ARC3 Planning, Urban Design, and Architecture for Climate Action element, we call it PAD for short, brings together a remarkable group of expert authors and contributors from 23 cities across 15 countries, which demonstrates the international reach and diversity of this city-centered collaboration. Faced with cities' urgent needs for concrete climate action, urban planners, urban designers, and architects play a key role in developing climate action roadmaps for buildings, districts, cities, and regions across the world. The purpose of this element, Planning, Urban Design, and Architecture for Climate Action, or PAD, is to motivate planning and design strategies for urban climate action that act in synergy with short and long-term social, economic, and environmental goals, and thus to deliver sustainable solutions tailored to local priorities. Transforming cities for climate resilience is a cross-sectoral challenge, as described here on this diagram. The element provides concrete ways urban design, planning, and architecture can contribute to climate resilient development, which, to reference IPCC AR6, comprises combined strategies for climate change adaptation and reduction of greenhouse gas emissions while supporting a socially just and sustainable development for all. The publication further benefits from thought-provoking forewords written by globally recognized urbanists, including the late, great Kongjian Yu, who lost his life in a plane crash over Brazil a few months ago. His visionary leadership and sponge city strategies reshaped how cities around the world can work with water and nature for a more compassionate and resilient future. To quote Kongjian's foreword, this element underscores the essential position of cities in advancing the three interconnected pillars of climate action: mitigation, adaptation, and societal transformation. It offers a manifesto for a climate-responsive civilization. It calls for the reimagining of cities not merely as places to live, but as dynamic systems that sustain life, foster equity, and embody humanity's commitment to a sustainable and harmonious future. So we have a series of major findings and key messages. Major findings are significant new knowledge that emerged through the assessment process, and key messages refers to recommendations for new directions and efforts and activities with a specific focus on opportunities to speed up and scale up urban climate action. This element is divided into 8 sections that present key concepts associated with the paradigm shift in planning, urban design, and architecture, theory, and practice required for climate transformation in cities. This includes research informing practice, practice informing research, urban transformation through an expanded climate and innovation agenda, climate resilient urban transformation, integrating mitigation and adaptation, embedding environmental justice in planning and design, capacity building for urban decision makers and practitioners, metrics, performance indicators, and tools, and finally, the urban design climate workshops. So we'll go through a few of them just to kind of summarize. Research informing practice, practice informing research highlights the dynamic paradigm between climate action and research. Persistent barriers to confronting climate challenges led by local practitioners and stakeholders can illuminate urgent research gaps. Urban transformation through an expanded climate and innovation agenda focuses on the need to involve urban practitioners, innovators, communities, and decision makers to promote rapid climate resilient development with a focus on human needs and societal well-being. Climate resilient urban transformation analyzes the return on urban transformation investment and introduces how pragmatic climate policies benefit from synergies between societal aspirations and urban systems. Integrating mitigation and adaptation focuses on actions that synergize the two primary goals of climate intervention through the lens of applied research. Embedding environmental justice in planning and design integrates the societal challenges into the fabric of climate-driven planning and urban design processes through an engagement on community priorities, resilience strategies, decision-making, and project phasing. Capacity building for urban decision makers and practitioners describes the current research on the stakeholder processes and explores how community experts, policymakers, and practitioners can strengthen knowledge sharing, co-design, and co-evaluation practices. The Metrics Performance Indicators and Tools section presents assessment methods and state-of-the-art approaches for adaptation and mitigation, ranging from digital and modeling tools to more intuitive climate-based design guidelines to direct stakeholders' engagement practices. And finally, the Urban Design Climate Workshops describes an innovative action-driven framework developed to confront climate change in cities and identify opportunities for cross-sectoral refinement. It provides examples from multiple urban design climate workshops with urban design practitioners, researchers, policymakers, stakeholders, and graduate students working side by side. And as a kind of diagram for the processes, you see here sort of 6 buckets of the urban design climate workshop process, planning and design process, comprising of synergies and adjacencies between urban systems and users, synergies and adjacencies across different spatial scales, hybrid neighborhood simulation and modeling with emerging and exciting typologies, the urban climate factors, which form the basis, the pillars of the work we do on urban design climate workshops, a series of opportunities and constraints specific to the urban districts that in which this urban design climate workshop takes place, and finally key climate and planning and design outputs, focusing on not only quality of life but mitigation and adaptation. And here are a couple of recent case studies from urban design climate workshops in Thessaloniki and here in Rio de Janeiro. I want to thank you for your attention, and again, we really encourage you to, now that the element is published, we are sharing this work far and wide so that it can be reached by city practitioners, urban decision makers, scholars, researchers, and students. We encourage you to share this publication with your network to amplify the reach of this dynamic body of work. We successfully launched a PAD workshop in Paris and welcome your ideas on launching PAD events in your cities. Let's also explore potential research action opportunities after the launch, and if interested, please let us know. We have our contact information here on the screen. Thank you again for your attention.